Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, this is a Christmas knife story. This actually happened. This is true. I'm not making this up. Um, the maintenance guy. He's an older guy, about my age. He's fairly good as a maintenance guy, but he's kind of, grumbly and grumpy and everything. And we had a run-in one time over politics, and we were basically yelling at each other. And I hadn't been talking to him for a while, but then I can't let stuff like that bug me forever. I think when the wild dogs had come through and were attacking and killing a cat, I ran out there, and he was out there already because it happened right where he was working on one of the apartments. And I came out there, and that's when we started talking again. But he's interested in knives, and everything else. And and I showed him. Let me get it. I showed him this knife here, and I told him, "Man, Chicago Knife Works is really having a really nice sale on knives and everything." And he looked at that and everything, and he goes, "Wow." And he said, "A lot of these Chinese knives are not bad at all." And I said, "Yeah." I gave him the name of the company and everything. He started looking up at it, and I said, "Now don't blame me if you start buying a lot of knives, because they got a mega sale going on, and you're gonna find something. They don't have just Rough Riders and everything." And he goes, "Man, I like this." He was looking at the trapper knives and everything. He goes, "Oh, I really like those ones that got razor blades on them. Do they really, are they sharp?" I said, "Well, they stamp it 440A razor sharp steel. But, if I was going to shave with one of these, I'd strop it first, you know. See, razor sharp steel." And I said, "Well, look through that catalog, and if you see something you like, let me know, because I probably got an example of one up here, you know." And he had talked about that, so I brought down three of them. I brought these down, and I was showing him, and he starts looking at them real close, and he goes, "These have been, I've had them. Some of these are scratches, but I haven't really used these." But he was looking at him. He goes, "Wow, the fitting is real nice and everything." And he was sitting there looking at him, and he goes, "Wow, this is nicely done. This is not bad." And I said, "Yeah." He said, I think I'm going to order some of those." And I said, "I tell you what, I had a tortoise shell. I had this one, and I said, pick one out of these three, and you can have it." He goes, No, I can't take your knife from you." I said, "You're not taking it from me. It's a gift. It's Christmas time. It's a gift. And you don't owe me anything. I'm not expecting another gift back." And he goes, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, And he looked, and he picked the tortoiseshell trapper. And it's like that saying, it's far better to give than to receive. Because I felt good giving that knife to him, and I'm not expecting anything back. Some people do this where they give something and they're expecting a gift in return. I do not do that. I'm not expecting that. That's not my intention. I know it can happen. I'm not saying I'm against it, but that's not in my reasoning behind that. And basically, that knife healed. See, a knife healed a scar in our friendship. Wow, look at all these knife terminologies I got right there. It's cutting to the quick with these. But double entendres. Anyways, after he, got those and that knife and everything, I walked up later on. He was shaving hair on his arm. He goes, "Man, this thing is nice. It's really nice and everything." He said, "I'm definitely going to be ordering more from them and everything." I said, "Yeah, they're really nice knives." I said, "The problem with that people have with Chinese knives, it's not always the quality. The Chinese manufacturer will make knives to whatever specifications you say. And if you say, 'Give me the cheapest knife possible,' they're going to give you the cheapest knife possible. And if nobody's ordering it, they'll stamp whatever they want on the tool still. Once you understand that, and it's not all companies. Some of them are reputable, Uh, like this one's D2. If it says it's D2, it usually is. But sometimes I get typographical errors. Like on Smoky Mountain one time came out with their bow trapper and said it, or one of their trappers, and said it was carbon steel and it was 440A, and man, I could not get that sucker to patina. And that taught me something about the steel 440A, because I'd never really, stainless steel, I'd never really tried to put a patina on it. But man, I tried. Anyways, I get a knock on my door later on, and he's standing there, and he has a throwing knife. Now this is where it gets crazy, man. He has this, it says, I'll show a picture of it because they sell them on Amazon. It usually comes in a pair. This one didn't have the cord wrap on it. It doesn't even look like paracord. But I flipped it over and it said 440 steel, stainless, China. I thought, wow, this is probably just like, it's probably 440A, in it. And that's fine. All it had was a little bit of the tip. It had been used a little bit. He found it in an apartment. See, that's another good thing. If you know this guy, he set me up with a metal detector one time that he found in the trash. He didn't want it, and stuff like that. So it's good to know the maintenance guy. But like I said, you can argue, you can have disagreements about things. And politics is one of them. Politics, religion. We don't talk sex, but I mean, sexual orientation. Those are the three things that'll usually get people passionate and get them to fighting and stuff. If you stomp on what they think are their beliefs. But everybody has something in common. If you have something in common and it happens to be a knife, bam, you're right up my territory. And if he's looking at Rough Riders, boom, again, almost got a mini warehouse, from collecting these things. So, if he liked razor trappers, well, I happen to have 3 of them, and I don't mind, even if that one is, like maybe it's out of stock and you can't find it anymore. I'm not using these. I mean, it's just something to show off and everything. I'd rather give a knife away and make another person happy, and even if they're, like I said, he's old and grumpy, but occasionally he can be happy, and so that's kind of like a nice story. Now, where it gets weird is, like I said, I started sharpening the knife, and then one cat came in or something like that, and I was going to go down and throw it out in the ground, and guess what? I can't find that knife. It's even to the point where I look and look and look over and over on the same stuff, and I keep moving things around. I've even rearranged the back wall here. I've changed the way I have those shelves, they look more like bookshelves. I'll show it at the end. But I thought I was hallucinating, that maybe that didn't happen, that he didn't bring that knife up. But then I looked at the sharpening stone. I also thought, oh, this has been going on for a while. I woke up in the middle of the night with ideas of where I think it might be, and I go looking for it. And I know I have not left this apartment, and I know I didn't go outside with that knife. I didn't throw it in the dirt. At the most, I might have put it in a back pocket, but I've checked all my pockets. I looked down by the scooter and by the bike, because sometimes I go down there and mess around. I only had the knife for like maybe 30 minutes, and I lost it in here. Oh my God, that drives me nuts. But anyways, I got a knife in return, and I wasn't expecting it. So, and like I said, it's gotten me so frustrated, because that when you get older, one of the things you're going to lose besides your health and everything is your mental faculties, your mind. You're going to lose your mind, and I'm already crazy, so I've already lost most of my mind to begin with. There ain't a lot more to lose, But anyways, that's a little Christmas knife story that turned out pretty good. And if I do ever find that throwing knife, I'll show it to you. If I don't, I'm going to order those. It's like $22 for, you get 2 of them. And they're nice, man. I mean, It said biohazard on it, like a zombie knife, and it had red along the edge of the blade. But when I was sharpening, I mean, I got it sharp on the tip. That's all I'm really. I'm not gonna make it as a, like a cutting weapon. It's gonna be more of a throwing thing, just to goof around with, rather than use my good knives on it. It's what I should have been doing in the beginning. But I can't resist throwing knives. I mean, I know now I won't take this one and throw it in the dirt. I mean, I could, but I won't. Because uh, you learn some things. But anyway, there's a sort of a happy ending to a story, and it's a big knife too. It's not like a little thing. You go looking through the part. I say, okay, I'm going to be meticulous. I'm going to go into one sector. I'm going to work from the top, and the side, and the bottom, and the down, and I'm just going to go methodically and look through everything. Well, I haven't got to this desk, obviously, but look what I did back here. I mean, this is kind of like now. You turn them shelves, sideways, and now I got a bookshelf back there, and there's a little light. I'll get that. I got my. Oh, I forgot the microphone stuck to me. I thought I was stuck. Well, see, I got a little light display here. You put your flashlights up there, and then I haven't finished, with this, but then here's your books. And then I was gonna put just boxes of old lights, so I thought, why don't you just put the whole flashlights up there, and you can have them do their thing. But yeah, because before they were like this, and they stick out a lot, and I don't have a lot of room, to walk through here because clutter, right? So I decluttered that, hoping to find that knife, and of course I haven't found it. But yeah, there you go. That's just part of the insanity that goes on in here, because it'd be different if I was living with somebody or a bigger apartment. I could always say, have you seen that? Or you could think that maybe they picked it up. But when you're living alone in an apartment, and the cats even aren't in here all the time, they're not going to pick up a knife and run off with it. They got claws. They got their own paws. They don't need knives. But dinosaurs are a different story. So I had it. I thought I had it set right here where I was gonna say, here's the story, because I had these two knives down. I was gonna set it right here. I had it sharpened enough, and then I got interrupted and distracted, and boom, black hole. The knife disappeared. I don't know where it's at. I searched the bedroom. I didn't go in the closet because I know I haven't gone into the closet. But I mean, oh, it's just, anyway, I don't want you to get too frustrated, but yeah, there's a story. There's a little Christmas knife story. Actually happened to me. And eventually I'll find that knife. And if I don't, no big deal. I mean, it was a gift, but still, it means something. Yeah, anytime somebody gives something to me, like a knife or anything like that, no matter what the value, it means something to me. It was like, all right, it's nice that someone, thought enough of, about you to give you something. And that's the whole reason why I do the monthly giveaway and stuff. Anyways, there you go. Sorry for rambling so long. Shadow is still not shown up, and it's been over 3 days. And yeah, I just hope he does show up. I don't want to. I want to start thinking of him in the past tense, or talking about him in the past tense, because he's really is like having. It's like you're at noon, and you don't have your shadow. You have to wait until it's afternoon, but when the sun's directly overhead, you don't have your shadow. And without your shadow, I mean, to me, that's a missing part of me. Anyways, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.